So you are considering a day tour to Jerusalem. Well, here is a brief view of what this experience might look like, and especially in the Old City. Shalom everyone, my name is Danny the Digger. I'm an archaeologist and also a licensed tour guide. And for the next 10 minutes, I want to show you the highlights of Jerusalem, which is now again getting its full review by tourists coming from all corners of the world. For instance, with me is
Deborah.
Deborah. Where are you from, Deborah?
Paris.
And her husband.
Ethan from France.
Okay. When did you arrive?
Last week.
Okay, now are you enjoying it?
Yeah, really much.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So let's start the tour. You see, Jerusalem makes you dance. Jerusalem makes you so happy. Bye-bye. So, first of all, when you enter Jerusalem from the west, the main feature is the Jaffa Gate. The Jaffa Gate, which is at the end of the Jaffa Road, is the main axis when coming into the city. It used to be the main road when coming by boat to the Holy Land through the port of Jaffa, and today, landing at Ben Gurion Airport, it is still the main entry into the Old City. In its walls, you can see inscriptions in Arabic bragging for the big project of fortifying the city walls one more time by Suleiman the Magnificent in the 16th century, some 500 years ago. But a city like Jerusalem has so many layers of use and reuse, construction, destruction, and reconstruction that it is a very, very multi-layered city. In fact, here is a map of the old city that is showing how it's divided to its different quarters, and it is 1 square kilometer in total that has 4 quarters inside of it. The main attractions, however, are the Dome of the Rock, so holy for the Muslims, but it is placed over where once the Jews used to have their temple. So the Jews have a retaining wall still in position that they venerate as a remnant of that temple. For the Christians, it is undoubtedly the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the site that marks where Jesus died, put to death, died, buried, and came back from the dead. Nothing beats this site from a Christian point of view. But the rest of the city has so many more sites and points of interest. Little things like this great bagel bread. Yes, very good and fresh bagel bread will make your day much happier. And you have endless row of souvenir shops offering you all sorts of goods like red strings, kippot, Judaica, Christian memorabilia, you name it. There's something here for everyone. Inside the old city, you can still see parts of the Jaffa Gate complex and the adjoining Citadel. The Citadel was first built as part of Herod's palace, and later in the days of the Crusaders, this was the mighty Citadel which enabled them to rule over the city. It was reused again by the Turks. One can still see here the dry moat around the Citadel, and today the whole thing is a museum for the history of this city. Around it you have some 19th century structures like this building and this one, which functioned as the main hotels when coming into Jerusalem. Today people favor staying in hotels outside the city like the King David Hotel, David Citadel, Mamila. They're all lined up right outside of Jaffa Gate. And going into David Street, I'm going to take you now through one of the main arteries of the old city. It officially marks the seam between the Armenian quarter and the Christian quarter, but at the same time it is a busy street of many souvenir shops offering you more memorabilia for Jews, for Christians, and for Muslims. One can find here wooden chess sets, carpets, tea service, more red strings, and so on. There's something here for, it seems, for everyone. You can also find here some funny t-shirts with different slogans. America, don't worry, Israel is right behind you. And leather sandals are also a common good to buy here, made in workshops in the West Bank, or Armenian pottery that is made also in workshops in the Armenian Quarter. And there's also a lot of textile that is probably imported from the Far East. During the day, this place gets very busy, and I'm so happy to report that filming there, this in late February 2022, the tourists are back. Yes, from March 1st, you don't even have to be vaccinated anymore to enter Israel. The country is opening up. PCR is still needed, but maybe that too will be dropped off. And finally, it seems that the pandemic is behind us. Olive wood works are also a very common kind of item that Christians would like buying. They are made from local olive wood in workshops in the West Bank. The themes are usually Christian themes like the Nativity and so on, or just a wooden cross. Spices was big industry here in the Middle Ages. Here is hyssop, biblical ezov or za'atar, which is a very popular spice to put pretty much on anything. And the trade of spices and perfumes were big business, especially in the Middle Ages. When the Crusaders and the Muslims were not killing one another, they were trading in big volume with these spices. The place that I want to take you, however, is above our heads, above the central part of the market where all the four quarters meet. There is a pretty amazing panoramic viewpoint where one can admire all of the city. You can also buy here antiquities. Israel has a surprising tolerating policy towards antiquities, and so one can buy here legally from an authorized dealer an ancient coin or an ancient pot, an oil lamp. They come with a certificate of authenticity, and there are some people that really desire such items. Of course, jewelry is also quite popular here. And textile, lots of shawls and carpets and interesting dancing sets and so on. But the place I want to take you to is right above our heads. Up there is a pretty spectacular viewpoint. Let's get there. This is already a side road that links towards the Jewish quarter and the Armenian quarter, but we're just going to walk on it for a short while and then hit the stairway over here that will get us to the rooftop. It is a great place to start a tour of the old city of Jerusalem, or alternatively to end the tour, to go on top of it all and show all the places that you are planning to visit or have visited. First of all, let's look back and see the market, the place where we just walked. This is what it all looks like from above. But already from here, you can see one famous icon, the Dome of the Rock. A great Muslim piece of architecture constructed in the 7th century to mark the place from where Muhammad ascended to heaven in order to get the prayers of Islam. That building was completed in 691, but it was built over the very same spot where the Jewish temple once used to be. So this place, look at it now, so significant for the Muslim world, is also over holy grounds from a Jewish perspective. So the Jews, as an alternative, as a kind of a compromise, they venerate a retaining wall that supports it, that is actually not visible from here. But what you can see in the back, what crowns Jerusalem from the east and the north, is Mount of Olives, the place that is so significant again and so holy from a Jewish point of view. This is the place where the heavenly presence, the Shekhinah, is residing until the temple will be rebuilt. And from a Christian point of view, it is also a holy place. It is the site of the Chapel of the Ascension. At the bottom of it is the Garden of Gethsemane. Such significant places also for the Christian world. But undoubtedly, the holiest place for the Christian world is the big gray dome over here. The big and the small gray dome combined mark the site of the crucifixion, burial, and resurrection of Jesus. Since the 4th century, that site is venerated and is such a fantastic building, both spiritually, historically, and politically. That site is worth a few hours of review and contemplation. But this is just a general introduction to show you what one can expect here in the old city. So I hope you've enjoyed that presentation. And of course, if you're considering coming here, you may want a tour guide. And let's just say that being an archaeologist and a veteran certified tour guide, I actually operate a tour agency. I will be more than happy to be at your service. We can take you anywhere, both on land and above. We can also arrange helicopter flights. We can arrange scuba diving at the Red Sea if needed. Nothing is impossible here in the Holy Land. You just have to ask for it. But of course, coming to the holy sites, to the historical sites, is such a remarkable experience, and especially here in Jerusalem. So thank you all for joining, and shalom from Jerusalem.